I was not anticipating making another albums of the year video for 2022. After I kept seeing that like more and more good music was releasing, I don't know, I just felt the need to want to share it. This video may be premature. It's rumored that SZA is supposed to be dropping an album in December. I think Ski Mask Slump God says that he's releasing a project like very soon, but at the same time, he's been saying that for the past 40 years.
Drop a song this month and a project next month. I'm trying to decide. For the love of God!
I subjectively believe that these are objectively the best albums of 2022. If anybody says otherwise, you're wrong.
Currently.
Number 20, we have Glitch Princess by Yeule. This is a glitch pop album. The lyrics go into topics such as
identity, depression, antidepressants, medication, drugs, abuse, self-harm, addiction, love.
Yeule puts the listener into like this brand new world. The production is very uplifting, but the lyrics are so sad and depressing. The flowers are a common metaphor that I brought up a lot in this album. The flowers are used to resemble Yule's happiness. There's a track titled "The Flowers Are Dead," so it pretty much implies that she's just dead inside. And quite frankly, there's actually a track also called "Too Dead Inside." My neighbors hate me. Don't Be So Hard on Your Own Beauty is the best track off of this album. And I really love the music video too. She had to memorize all the lyrics in reverse. I don't know, I thought that was cool. Toji is in a blue car and loves cocaine. Overall, this is a solid project from Yeule. For future releases, I hope that she's in a better mindset and better overall setting. Humans 100 years from now are going to be learning about the coronavirus from schools, manipulated history books. If they do the research on their own, they may stumble across this Earlsweatshirt album, Sick. This is a rap album. The production on every track is very addicting, intoxicating, and woozy. I love Earl's metaphors, the triple entendres as well. All 10 of the tracks were definitely COVID inspired. They were all recorded in the wake of the pandemic in 2020. First track, Old Friend, resonates with me a bit because there are a lot of people in my life that I've never really had a close relationship with. Knowing that we're still on good terms is a good feeling. Oh yeah, there were like people that were confused about a lyric that Earl was like anti-vax when he was literally just talking about heroin intense butt shots.
Like a lot about her butt being real.
Number 18, we have Renaissance by Beyonce. This is a house and dance pop album. The straight males fuck with this album. The women fuck with this album. The gays fuck with this album. Everybody fucks with this album. Holy shit! People were comparing this album to Drake's Honestly Nevermind that released earlier this year. Church Girl is my favorite track off of this album because of how the gospel sample is used exquisitely. Beyonce in most of the songs is like, I'm that bitch. None of you bitches can fuck with me. I am the blueprint. I create all this. Y'all bitches are dick riders, literally and figuratively. So sit down, shut the fuck up, and suck my dick. This is a solid feel-good album from Beyonce, so shout out to Beyonce. At number 17, we have Motomami by Rosalia. This is a art pop and reggaeton album. The entire album is actually sung in Spanish. This album combines ballads as well as fun, high energy tracks like Bizcochito. Many tracks on this album, Rosalia discusses the hardships of fame. Hentai is my favorite track on here. Before translating the lyrics, I genuinely thought that this was like an emotional journey, considering the fact that the production was heavy on piano. Rosalia's vocals were very passionate. After translating the lyrics, I come to realize, oh, this is just a song about fucking. But at the same time, the theme of the track matches the song title pretty well. Oh yeah, there's also a Soulja Boy sample on here, which is fucking weird. This is a great album by Rosalia. Fun adventure where every track is a different style. Rosalia's personality definitely shines through on this one.
Drop a 50 on that bitch like, oh,
These beat selections are beautiful. Number 16, I have Flawless Like Me by Lucki. This is a rap album. The lyrics talk about drugs, sex, money, women. Lucki is the type of artist that prioritizes the vibe of a track more than subject material. When I say that, I don't mean any disrespect at all. Albums like this are crucial in human society because of the escapism it provides, just like how Beyonce's album did. Why Not is my favorite track on here. There's a song on here titled Free Sex. If you're outside the hip-hop scene, you may think to yourself, wait, isn't sex always free? No! Sex is an alias of rapper Young Thug, who was recently hit with a RICO case earlier this year. Song meaning Free Young Thug. The vibes created on this album are unlike anything that you will hear that was released this year. Number 15, I have Hypnos by ravynlenae. This is a R&B album that's gonna change the game in the years to come. In Greek mythology, Hypnos is the god and personification of sleep. I believe the album title is named very appropriately, considering the fact that a lot of the tracks on here do sound like lullabies. ravynlenae has one of the most unorthodox voices in R&B today. This debut album is overall a nice and somber listen. Number 14, I have Eviscerated by Funeral. This is a short rap album of 10 tracks. The beats are filled with real, raw energy. The lyrics are vile. The dude's basically incriminating himself on these beats. The lyrics often talk about hoes, fucking your bitch, while simultaneously murdering you. I get a chopper and shoot at his brain. I love the blood falling like rain. Mama told me that I'm fucking insane. I cannot get help. Bitch, I never will. Bitch, I really been about it. I know how to work that stick. Yo, bitch, know how to work the dick. Yo, moms know how to work that dick. I swear I ain't lying about that shit. Quite frankly, he actually released another album this year called Sicario in October, so y'all should listen to both of the albums that he released this year. You TikTokers piss me the fuck off. If you say that you're one of the good Stevelacy fans, you're not. You're just the average Stevelacy fan like everybody else. You're not special. Kill yourself. At number 13, we have Geminirights by Stevelacy. This is a R&B and soul album. Stevelacy delivers an outstanding album of 10 love tracks, so good he was able to garner mainstream success. The only track that I don't like on this album is the Together interlude. I find that ironic because that's the only track on here that is not produced by Stevelacy. Every other track is produced by Stevelacy, and I like all the other tracks. I hope that with his newly found mainstream success that the quality of his music is not going to diminish. I hope that with these newly found resources that he has, he's gonna make the music sound even better than it already is. I know I went on a whole spiel about Stevelacy, but y'all got on beabadoobee post-deathbed, which isn't even her song. I was pre-deathbed. I was there when Space Cadet EP dropped. I was there when She Plays Bass music video had like 15K views on YouTube. But at the same time, nobody cares. So let's talk about the music. Beatopia by beabadoobee. This is a indie rock, indie pop album. Lyrics go over personal growth, relationships coming to a halt but not coming to a complete end, as well as flaws in past relationships. I was genuinely surprised by this album because I did not like Fake It Flowers whatsoever. After listening to this, I was shocked by the improvement in singing, songwriting, hell, even in production. My favorite tracks on this album are Ripples and The Perfect Pair. This is beabadoobee's best body of work so far. I hope that she has the ambition to outdo herself to make a project that's even better than this, because I do believe that she has the potential to do so. Number 11, we have Tana Talk 4 by Benny the Butcher. This is a rap album. More than half of the tracks are produced by The Alchemist. Benny the Butcher talks about his days flipping coke as a way to get out of the streets. With the argument of who would win a fight, Muhammad Ali or Mike Tyson, I believe Mike Tyson would win. That was his last match. It was Muhammad Ali versus Trevor Berbick in 1980, Muhammad Ali's retirement match. Out of all the opponents he's faced, he never beat Trevor Berbick. However, 6 years later, Mike Tyson actually fought Trevor Berbick and won the heavyweight championship. If you put 2 and 2 together, Mike Tyson would win. If we're questioning prime Muhammad Ali versus prime Mike Tyson, I genuinely don't know. I'm leaning towards Mike Tyson though. This is a great project from Benny the Butcher, and the storytelling is what makes the album as great as it is.
And I get paid for gracing the stage, shit talking, grabbing my genitals.
I swear to God, this video is gonna be like 30 minutes. Number 10, we have 10 by Westsidegunn. This is a rap album that consists of 12 tracks. This album is the 10th installment of Westsidegunn's Hitler Wears Hermes series. It was critiqued by the media that Ye wanted to name his album after Hitler. And meanwhile, Westsidegunn has 10 albums named after Hitler. People were complaining about Fly God Jr. because that's not the type of production that Westsidegunn is on, but I don't know. I thought it was kind of hard. My favorite tracks on this album are BDP, Switches on Everything, Nigo Louie. This is a great Westsidegunn album with incredible beat selections as always. Number 9, I have Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers by Kendricklamar. This is a rap album. Kendrick returns from a 5-year hiatus to deliver us one of his most vulnerable works of art yet, where the listener feels like they're witnessing Kendrick's therapy session. On the track United in Grief, Kendrick pretty much escapes his pain through sex, purchasing materialistic objects. At 95, Kendrick calls out the bullshit. Behind the designer clothes, behind the social media activism, behind the perceptions, behind the protections, remove all of it. No redeemable qualities. qualms. Kodak Black played a prominent role in this Kendrick album, and I believe Kendrick placed him as this prominent role, being like, any ideals that you have of me, I am not that. I am as flawed as a human being as Kodak Black is. In the track Savior, people don't do shit for the sake of helping humanity. They don't give a fuck.
We don't give a fuck.
They just care about their personal gain. Every track serves a purpose, and it's all connected. Number 8, we have I Didn't Mean to Haunt You by Quadeca. This is a folktronica album. Quadeca was originally known as the cliche YouTube rapper. As time progressed and as he released this album, people started turning their heads and it's like, wait, this is actually like really fucking good. The idea of this album is Quadeca is dead, even though he's not really dead, but we're pretty much pretending like he is dead. I remember listening to Knots and I was like, oh, this shit is nice. And then Fantasy World came on and I was like, holy shit, this is beautiful. And then Fractions of Infinity came on and I was like, Jesus Christ. The elegant production is what makes this album for me. Danny Brown kills his feature as well as Quadeca's family. I get the impression that Quadeca is trying to outdo himself with every album that he releases, which is a good thing. I'm excited to see what he has in store for us next. Number 7, Ants From Up There by blackcountrynewroad. This is a critically acclaimed post-rock album. While I don't come back to this album often for some reason, I can't deny how good the music is. It was announced 4 days before this album release that Isaac Wood left the band. I'm curious to see if Isaac Wood's absence from the band would diminish the quality of their music in future releases. I love the tempo changes and sudden stops and Chaos Space Marine. I thought it was funny when he said she had Billie Eilish style. My favorite track is The Place Where He Inserted the Blade. I also appreciate blackcountrynewroad for shouting me out in the track Snow Globe, so I appreciate y'all for that. Number 6, I have Caprisongs by fkatwigs. This is a art pop and alternative R&B album. Magdalene contained more introspection and serious subject matter, but on this mixtape, it does a complete 180. It's pretty much a fun, adventurous, enjoyable listen. The singing from Twigs is great as always. The beat selection differs from track to track, like it goes from reggaeton to pop to R&B to drill to electronic. When I first listened to this album all the way back in January, I was not expecting it to be so high on my albums of the year list. The more I listened to it, the more I was like, holy shit, this is really fucking good. Number 5, we have Daria Core 2 by Leroy. This is a electronic dance album. Daria Core 1 and Daria Core 2 were released in 2021, and Daria Core 3 was released in 2022. But for this, I want to shine light on Daria Core 2 because I do believe that's the best album out of all of the 3. It takes acapellas from already established songs and puts it into these high energy, fast tempo, digital style beats, but in Leroy's own style, hence Daria Core, in reference to the 1997 MTV show Daria. There are samples from Nicki Minaj, Justin Bieber, Pink Pantheress, Yeet, One Direction, Conan Gray, Yeet, Big Time Rush, Yeet. There are a lot of samples on here that I easily recognize as a kid that was raised on the internet in the 2000s and 2010s. This trilogy of albums is probably the most unique and creative art that I've listened to this year. Number 4, we have Cheat Codes by Black Thought and Danger Mouse. This is a rap album by Black Thought, and all of the tracks were produced by Danger Mouse. Some of my favorite tracks on here are the tracks Sometimes, as well as Belize, which has a posthumous MF Doom feature. This album is stacked with features from A$AP Rocky, Joey Badass, Conway the Machine, Run the Jewels. They smashed it with this one. At number 3, I have Melt My Eyes to Your Future by denzelcurry. This is a rap album. The reason why I'm using the extended edition is because the tracks on the extended edition made me further appreciate the tracks that were on the original version. It's basically the original tracks in a different style, and the style is very reminiscent to NPR Tiny Desk performances, as the songs are performed by a jazz and soul influenced band. I got a plunger! Oh, fuck. Doja Cat. On the last, he goes over police brutality, colorism in the music industry, cancel culture, as well as racial issues in America. I love T-Pain's contribution in Troubles, and every cold-blooded soul track on this album is a nice vibe to listen to. I don't know why the Grammys don't fuck with Denzel. And once again, to the people that say Denzelcurry is underrated, you are retarded. My ass is sweating. Number 2, we have Diasporaproblems by Soulglo. Every track slaps. There are no misses. My favorite tracks are Who Go Be My Ass, God Bless Y'all Real Good, and Driponomics. Driponomics is one of my favorite tracks of the year. This is great. I love this album. It's nice. Y'all should check it out. I don't really have anything else to say. I'm not gonna. And the number 1 album goes to, drumroll please, It's obviously The Forever Story by Jid. What the fuck?
I got this shit you would like with a lighter. Fuck a lighter.
You really thought this wasn't gonna be in my number one? Are you stupid? Listen, this is a rap album by Jid. My first introduction to Jid was the 2018 XXL Freshman Freestyle. I've been waiting for Jid to release his next album for 4 years. It was worth the wait. I can genuinely say it was worth the wait. The beat selection. Oh my god. I shouldn't use the Lord's name in vain, but oh my god. I'm just fucking around. I don't have a script for this because I couldn't be bothered. I have a flight that's in 4 hours and I haven't even packed yet. I can give you 4 of my favorite tracks on here. I like Radar, I like Cody Blue 31, I like Brenham, and wait, maybe it's just those 3. I'm not gonna lie. Like, those are my 3 favorites. Why am I overreacting like this? I don't know. I just love this music shit as much as y'all. So listen, that is my albums of the year list. I hope y'all enjoyed. I'm turning up in 2023. That's all I'm gonna say. I love y'all. Peace.